I think the first thing that some of our family members said to us was, "Why would you pick that?" And I think what they were trying to communicate was not that they were disapproving of our choice, but so many people give birth to someone with special needs and then they spend years getting comfortable with who their child is and loving them for who they are and giving up their dreams and expectations of the perfect kid, which doesn't exist, and loving their kid for who they are. And it takes them a long time to get to that point. And they couldn't figure out why we picked that. We always talked about adoption, and we talked about it as an option, but we didn't know when and if that would come into play. We were open to it.
I mean, adoption takes so many different forms. What's that mean for us, and who is it going to be?
We didn't want an agency that found children for parents. We wanted an agency that found a family for a child. When we took an adoption class together, that was when our eyes really started being open to how many kids were in the foster care system, how many kids are left behind, and the different reasons why that is. And so that really began to mold and change our decision-making process for our family.
Really became about adopting, thinking about adoption, thinking about who are the least of these, who's not going to have a home. And so that's how we began to walk toward kids with special needs.
So we find out about this little boy who's born 3 months premature. He was born with Down syndrome, although that was really mild. It had no hindrance on him whatsoever. His mom lived on the streets, and she had a horrible heroin and cocaine addiction. We started calling all these people that we knew that had fertility issues. Well, the short of it is, it was really eye-opening, because so many people just said, and they said no. And that just broke our hearts. We couldn't believe that people would say no. And so we said yes. And people said, "You're crazy." And we said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, how are you going to do it?" And I said, "Well, he can't ask for help, and we can. So we will."
I don't think it's necessarily that they're unwanted in a lot of cases. I think a lot of it's just fear, fear of the unknown. They can't see, can't visualize, can't understand how their life would be with something like that. You know, look, these kids are just like any other kids. They have different challenges, but we all have challenges. You can just see theirs. Once you spend time with some of these kids, you realize that what they need is somebody to love them, somebody to care for. It's no different than anybody else.
They need a mom and a dad.
You know, the 9 kids that we have now, we praise God for that. If it's 19, we praise God for that.
You don't go into parenthood knowing all the answers. You go into parenthood and you learn as you go. And so maybe we have to ask a few more questions than the everyday parent, but in the end, we're just doing the same thing. We're trying to give them the best opportunity to succeed in life and love them and not be afraid to love them. It's not hard to love people just because they're different. It pushes us to be better people. It pushes us to work hard and to never expect less. We're not in it to please anybody. We're just in it to do what's the right thing. And that is a sense of joy that no one can give you. It's not happiness. It's more than that.